Hello and welcome to Efficient Cooking Without Humor, where we do what? Exactly, we cook German food. And today we're gonna make a Rindersuppe or Rinderbrühe, which is basically a type of bouillon which has its origins in the French cuisine, but it is a very popular appetizer, especially in the colder months of the year, throughout Germany, especially in South Germany and in Austria. It is being served normally with some type of add-in. That can be a type of dumpling or a thinly sliced crepe. Today I'm gonna show you how to make a Rindersuppe, and I will also show you one type of add-in, which is called the Fritatte, which is a type of crepe that you slice very thinly, as I said before, and you add it to the soup, and it's very delicious. And yeah, how about we make that? Okay, so first things first, about the ingredients for our Rinderbrühe. We have some bones. These are a mix of bones. There's some oxtail, some marrow bones, and some regular meat bones. Then we'll be needing some onions. We'll be needing some celeriac, some carrots, the green leaves of celery, which is called Suppengrün in Germany. And then we will need some bay leaves and some spices. I have some black peppercorns, some juniper berries, and a little bit of allspice. I will provide you with the exact recipe down in the description. Let's start making our Rindersuppe. In the beginning, we're gonna just blanch our beef bones. I'm just gonna add them into some boiling water for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then I'll just take them out and give them a quick rinse under cold water. The reason we are doing this is because we want to get all of these cloudy parts, these basically dirty bits away from the bones. And the best way to do this is blanching. Once that is done, we can add them into cold water and bring that to a very, very slight boil. The reason we do all of this process is because a bouillon or a Rindersuppe always should be clear. Yeah, you should always be able to see through it. That's why we also never really boil the soup. The next step will be to prepare our vegetables. I'll just give the carrots and the celeriac a rough dice. We are basically gonna create mirepoix again, and then I'll sort of peel my onions. It's basically just about making sure that there is no moldy parts. Technically speaking, you don't even have to peel the onions for this. And that has a good reason, because the onions are responsible for a beautiful amber color. And the way you achieve this is either by leaving the peel on or by doing what I'm doing here, which is you add them to a pan and you let that without any oil, and you let it sear very hard until you reach a dark, even almost black color like I did. And then they are basically ready to be added into the almost boiling soup. When you add your vegetables, and how much vegetables you're adding is also depending on your taste, right? If you want to have a stronger beef taste, then you can add the vegetables later, or you can add less vegetables. Yeah, I'm gonna just do that, add my spices, and then we're gonna simmer this very lowly for about 4 to 5 hours. So after about 5 hours, our Rinderbrühe is done, and we can turn off the heat and let it cool down. Then we need to sieve it. We will do it twice. In the first part, I'm just gonna use a regular old sieve, the one you have already seen before, and I'll just run it through that sieve. Please pay a little bit of attention. Don't squeeze too much, because again, that will make the soup cloudy. Also, make sure you get a decent amount of that beef fat in there, because that's actually a sign of quality. In the second step, we're gonna filter it through basically a cheesecloth. It's basically just a cloth that is finely meshed and very elastic. We will run it through that, and in the end, you can squeeze out the last bits of soup. Please be aware to not squeeze too much, because then it again can turn cloudy. So once that is done, it looks about like that, and we can go on to the last step. which is seasoning our soup. Since I don't want to cook all of it, I am gonna take out a little bit and I'll season that. The rest of the soup, I'll just freeze. You can use it as a stock as well, so that's why I don't like to season this part. But feel free to season the whole soup and freeze it at that or eat it all. Anyway, we're gonna season with some nutmeg and some salt. Always try to adjust, or always make sure you adjust your seasoning. In that case, I added a little bit of both, and once that was done, we are ready to prepare our add-in. The add-in I like to serve my soup with is Fritatten. Fritatten is basically a type of crêpe, maybe a little bit thicker than a crêpe, but it actually really depends on your taste, because you can adjust the thickness however much you like. In any case, I mix flour, eggs and milk together with some salt, which I forgot in that case, and I mix that up very, very well. Once that is done, we can add in a little bit of sparkling water and stir that in gently. The sparkling water is a little bit of a secret to make it more fluffy. After letting that mixture sit for about 15 minutes, we are ready to bake them or fry them off. Yeah? For that, I'll add in some canola oil to a pan. I spread that out to make sure it's everywhere. You can use butter as well, but I like the little bit more neutral taste of the canola oil. Then I'll just add in the batter. As you can see, if you want to have it thinner, then you add a little bit less batter. If you want it thicker, a little bit more batter. Same goes with the cooking time. Once you can see bubbles come through, it's time to check whether the browning is to your liking. Then you can just flip it and leave it a little bit longer and put it back on. Anyway, you keep doing this. As you can see, I'm already on to the next one. And once you're done with the batter, you are done and we can serve. To serve the soup, we will roll up one of those Fritatten, one of those crêpes, into a roll, and we start slicing it. Again, you can slice it thin, you can slice it thick. I went for a medium slice, which is about, I don't know, 2 to 3 millimeter, which is about, I don't know, like a 1/10 of an inch. And then to these Fritatten, you don't have to reheat them or anything. You can just add in the hot soup. To finish this off, you need some fresh chives, yeah? Just freshly, finely diced chives, and then your Fritattensuppe is done. As you can see here, it looks beautiful, and I think it's time to have a taste. Okay guys, here we are. This is our finished product. Fritattensuppe. I'm gonna take a taste test now. I'm not the biggest soup guy, but that is definitely one of the soups I like the most. Yeah, let's just dive into it. Get some of the soup as well. Absolutely amazing. It's just such a simple but nice dish. It is especially great for the colder month of the year, and at least here where I come from, it's a kid's favorite. So if you look something that kids will love, this one is definitely a candidate for it. Great, really, really great. Can only recommend that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Give me some feedback, leave a comment, like, dislike, whatever you want. I'm happy for it. Also, if you consider subscribing, that would be great. It would mean the world to me, and thank you so much for watching. I see you next time. Bye bye und tschüss.